was born in Vijayawada and brought up in Visakhapatnam, sir. My parents belong to West Godavari district.
So you represent that three capitals now. What
Yes,
is
sir.
this three capital conundrum in Andhra Pradesh? What's happening?
The three capital proposal is actually brought by the government of Andhra Pradesh, sir. Basically the judicial capital in the Kurnool, the legislative capital in the Amaravati, and executive capital in the Visakhapatnam. So the argument which the government puts in behind this proposal is decentralization of development, sir.
Now it has been sent to Sasana Mandali. Okay.
Okay,
So now
sir.
that's been sent council. That's been sent to
Legislative council, sir.
legislative
Yes,
council to
yes,
select committee.
yes, sir.
It's been sent there.
Yes.
So what is this process? Select committee. What is the select committee? What is it doing?
So
What is
basically-
the feature of this bill now?
The select committee is basically, it scrutinizes the legislation in a more effective way, sir. Like not all things can be discussed well and in a proper way in the councils and assemblies.
Okay.
So select committees will properly
Deliberate
scrutinize
on
in
that
detail.
and
Yes,
we-
sir. Yes.
Now this bicameral legislation.
Yes, sir.
Now some rumors in papers is that this council will be abrogated now.
Yes, sir.
Will be abolished.
Yes, sir.
So can a government do that?
Sir, actually the councils were brought in with an idea that they will be another body which with a proper check and balance to stop the knee-jerk legislation, sir. But the government in its power, as per the rules of the constitution, under the article 169 of the constitution, by a special majority, the state legislature can remove the legislative council, sir. Yes.
Right. Now what do you think? Decentralized development, three capitals, do you think is a good thing, or there should be only one capital now? What are pros and cons for this?
Sir, the argument which is put forward by government is that development would be decentralized. So, the three capitals, namely at Vizag, Kurnool and Amaravati, can be, in some sense the development would be decentralized, sir. But in my opinion, there would be a complete decentralization of development only when we improve the infrastructure and other facilities in the particular regions and also empowering the local bodies, sir. Yes.
So what are these local bodies supposed to do?
So local
What are
bodies,
various local bodies, what kind of local bodies are there in the country now?
the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts have brought rural and urban local bodies, sir. The panchayat system and the urban municipal corporations in
Do you have a
the
five-tier system or a three-tier system of Panchayat Raj in Andhra Pradesh?
three-tier system, sir. Like recently the Ward Secretariat and Gram volunteers were also brought in by the
Don't
state
think they have
government.
a five-tier system there. They have Mandal Parishad and they have a Gram Panchayat and in between MPTCs, ZPTCs are there. I think this is a five-tier system.
Sorry, sir, I will find it about it, sir. Yes.
So what are some of the important innovations or schemes brought by the new government in Andhra Pradesh? Any new schemes have been brought?
Yes, sir. One of the new policies, new schemes which are brought by the government of Andhra Pradesh is Amma Odi scheme, sir. That is basically a cash transfer scheme of 15,000 rupees to the mothers who are sending their children to the schools. So this in some way incentivizes the poor people to send their
Why
children.
there is a need for Amma Odi scheme in your state? Apart from this, whatever benefits they are giving, why
Yes,
the
sir.
scheme? What is the ethos or basis on which that scheme has been formed?
So basic
To
ethos.
address what?
The basic ethos behind the scheme is to ensure inclusive education for all, sir. To ensure education is accessible to everyone, this scheme was brought in, sir. Like though government schools are opened by the state governments, there are some issues with the poorer sections because of which they are unable to send their children to the school. So
There's
there's
been also a medium of education discussion is going
Yes,
on.
sir.
So what do you say about that? Do you think English medium is education mandatory, making it is a good thing? Or what do you say? Why government has done that?
Sir, in the context of globalization, where English has become a global link language between many countries, having accessibility to English education will give a competitive edge to the students, and especially to the poor and marginalized sections. It gives them an edge and a level playing field for them to realize their opportunities.
Can it be cost of your own mother tongue?
Sir, no, sir.
So how mother
the
tongue is
legi-
promoted now?
So mother tongue is being promoted by, like we can promote the mother tongue by introducing, like making English as a mandatory and extending the Telugu subject up to a certain standard is one way forward how we can promote mother
The
language.
government has suddenly brought in this legislation because without preparing teachers, curriculum and all that, don't you think that's a
Yes,
bad
sir.
step?
Those are some of the challenges and challenges involved in this
How that
scheme.
should have been done actually?
That should have
If you had a
been.
power to do that as Secretary of Education or a collector, so what kind of measures you take before bringing English medium education?
The first and foremost problem which I will be tackling is the teacher to student ratio, sir. There are many schools which are run by single teachers. So that is one major issue, and also teacher training is also one of the important thing which we have to do before bringing in this English medium to the schools, sir. These two issues, and apart from that also improving the school infrastructure and other challenges also have to be tackled, sir.
You have done BTech,
Yes, sir.
mechanical engineering, you have
Yes,
done
sir.
from IIT Bombay.
Yes, sir.
So now, what is this brain drain we talk about? Is there still brain drain is there? Do you support a brain gain kind of a thing? What-
So
how-
brain drain is the phenomenon where the students from the premier institutes of a college, like who have very much potential in terms of research and development or in terms of contributing to the economy, are resorting to other foreign countries for better opportunities. So this is the brain drain.
Okay. As
And-
governments doing anything to attract those students back here, those experts back here?
Yes, sir. The government is significantly trying to improve the investments in the research and development sector. Namely, it has come up with some schemes such as
How many students you were there in your BTech with you, your colleagues?
around 100 students,
How many of them are settled abroad?
around 30 to 35 people, sir.
So, do you think it has come down? In my time, it used to be, I had a batchmate who was in Madrasa.
Yes, sir. It has significantly come down, sir.
Why is that so? Why it has come down?
Like employment,
Now,
economic.
About 15, 20 years ago, people used to talk about brain drain now.
Yes, sir.
They're not talking now. So, what
Yes.
are the exact reasons for this?
The exact reasons is up to some extent we have come up with good higher education institutions, sir,
Okay.
which offer good research and development opportunities, and also better employment opportunities are being created in the country itself, sir, like through various schemes.
How many of your colleagues have got into startups? Any startups you know about which are done well in India?
Like as of now, I know that there are some 30 unicorns in the India who are doing very well in the startup
Flipkart a
field.
startup?
Yes,
About
sir.
Flipkart?
Yes.
Okay. Recently, one more startup also brought, one unicorn branch here. Zomato has brought one branch of Uber Eats.
Yeah, Zomato has actually taken up the Uber Eats, sir. Yes.
So, do you think there are better opportunities for youngsters who are coming from, premier education to start their own businesses?
Yes, sir.
Are there any skill development schemes by Government of India to skill Indians, young Indians, and also to utilize these, boys and girls who are coming from premier education institutions? What
Yes,
are
sir.
the schemes?
Yes, sir. Startup India is one of the flagship schemes started by the government of India to promote startups in the Indian economic ecosystem, sir. Apart from that, there is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which is basically a skill development program.
Okay.
And even to be more specific, there is also a scheme called Gramin Kaushal Vikas Yojana,
Why
which
skilling is important for average individual?
the skilling is important because, like, if we evaluate the curriculums of the higher education institutions in the India, some of almost I don't say most of the, sir, but there is a challenge in the higher education system curriculums which basically are not able to accommodate to the 21st century needs, sir. The opportunities which the companies, I mean, there is a
One more last
mismatch.
question from
Yes, sir.
me. How do you compare Indo-China relations, and where does India stand with reference to China in terms of financial economics and trade? And how do we fare with them?
So in terms of economy, there is a significant trade deficit between India and China, sir. Like in terms of political soft power, India has a comparative edge compared to China, sir.
Do you think India has an edge over China?
Yes, sir. Like through soft power, India is trying to create a strong regional cooperation in the Asia. And as far as India and China relations are concerned, there are some territorial disputes. Apart from that, the recent summit in the Mamallapuram between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping is one of the significant cooperation, sir. So in this way, China and India are together striving to promote multilateralism and also are taking a good stand in
What is this? They
democracy.
want to build some kind of a route through Pakistan to other countries. What are the other
Yes, sir.
countries they want to reach?
CPEC is the brainchild of China, sir. It is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. It's basically the strategic project of China.
Which country it has to reach now?
It
What
has
does
to.
India stand under?
There is some sovereignty issues related to India, sir, in there, because the project proposed by China, which is CPEC, actually passes through the Pakistan occupied Kashmir region of India, and this is a sovereignty issue of India, sir. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. After attaining 70 years, more than 70 years of independence, the poverty rate in India is still at 22.5.
Yes, sir.
Government of India have brought lots many schemes, financial inclusions, like that.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So one of the government has significantly strived so much hard to alleviate the poverty through various schemes, sir, but yet there remains a challenge because the schemes given by the government are unable to reach to the last person, sir. So that is one of the challenge which the government is trying to take it up, like through digital inclusion and financial inclusion. Up to some extent we can.
Can you name some of the financial inclusion schemes of the government of India?
Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is one of the flagship scheme which is primarily to promote financial inclusion, sir. Like zero frill accounts can be opened through that scheme. And apart from that, Indian Postal Payments banks were being started all over the India, which basically brings in the financial services to remotest parts of the country also, sir.
But still it is not reaching the cutting edge level at the people.
Yes, sir. Like
Why there is a big vacuum between the top tier and the bottom tier?
so one of the limitation can be the implementation challenges, sir. And the main reason is being it's not able to reach to the last person, so like lack of awareness and all also come into picture. So like there are many reasons.
Do you know something about Udaan and Udaan? What are these two? Udaan and Udaan.
Udaan is the scheme which is Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, which is the Udaan.
What is Udaan?
Ude Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, sir. It's a scheme which is being implemented by Airports Authority of India, and primarily it's been launched to ensure there is balanced regional development. So like many unserved and
Connectivity of
regional gas, sir. Unserved and underserved airports are being.
what is Udaan? UDWAN. What is Udaan?
As of now, I have no knowledge
It's a
about
low turnout of girl children in engineering
Okay,
colleges.
sir. Okay.
That's
it. Okay, sir.
Udaan.
Okay, sir.
What is Bharatmala and Sagarmala?
Bharatmala is the scheme to improve the road infrastructure and the construction of highways in the India, sir. Sagarmala is is about the port-led development, sir. Improving the infrastructure in the ports and connecting the hinterlands to the ports.
Yeah, you have talked about the financial inclusion schemes. Do you know something about Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana gives access to credit. It actually provides the financial assistance to the to promote the non-farm sector in the rural areas, sir, and also in the urban areas. Yes, sir.
Why?
Like there.
What is Shishu? What
sir.
is Tarun? What is Kishore?
Sir, that the Mudra scheme is basically divided into three parts depending upon the amount of loan which they extend to this people. I'm not sure about the number, sir, but it is 5 lakhs for Shishu, 10 lakhs for Tarun, and 50 lakhs for Kishore, sir.
No, it's 50,000 for Shishu,
Okay.
50 to 5 lakhs for Kishore,
Okay, sir.
5 to 10 lakhs for
Okay, sir.
Tarun.
Okay, sir. Sorry,
So
sir.
that's how they have framed.
Yes, sir.
Do you know something about Ujala and Ujjwala schemes? What are they?
Yes, sir. Ujala scheme is implemented by Ministry of Power, sir. That is basically to promote usage of LED lights to increase the energy efficiency in India. And Ujjwala scheme is basically about it is related to women empowerment, sir. Like protecting the women from women trafficking is Ujjwala scheme.
No.
Sir. Okay, there is another scheme, sir. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, which is basically giving LPG free connections to around 8 crore poor households. Yes, sir.
But more than 100 schemes the government of India has brought into the scene. But the achievement is only limited. So 45 to 22.5% from a decade, nearly 2010 to 2020. Why?
Sir, I personally feel that there is significant population in India which even have no awareness about these schemes, sir. So one way we can take these schemes to the last mile is by empowering the local bodies, sir. So if we empower local bodies enough, then and also by increasing the awareness, we can take these schemes up to an extent to the grassroots, sir. Like the basic challenge lies in not taking the schemes to the
But
grassroots.
most of the analysts across the world, they say that education is the medicine for all evils. So education is the medicine for all the evils. That means even Kerala is standing first in the SDGs continuously. Why Kerala is standing first continuously in all the SDGs?
So Kerala is one such state which from a very significant amount of period it was focusing more on human development, sir. Like education and healthcare sector are two major areas where Kerala governments have put in so much force, sir. So that's one of the reason why in sustainable development goals they fare better than the other countries.
Okay.
And also the local bodies are powerful in Kerala state government compared to the other states, sir. That is also one of the reason. And self-help groups culture is also very much prominent in the state of Kerala. Like we have Kudumbashri
Why
model.
not in Andhra Pradesh? Andhra Pradesh also have done enormous yeoman work on self-help group concepts.
Sir, yes, sir. Andhra Pradesh has also done a significant effort.
Even the Padma Shri awardee Chinnapillai, she hails from Madurai of Tamil Nadu. She has done wonderful experiences on microcredit, microfinance.
Yes, sir. Like Andhra Pradesh has done significant efforts, sir. It ranks 10th in the Human Development Index among the states of India. But there are some issues, sir. The government has come up with gram volunteers and ward secretariats in order to take these schemes in a much effective way to the grassroots.
Why Andhra Pradesh has not received, has not stood in the first place in the good government index? Why Tamil Nadu stands top among the 28 states in the country? Why Tamil Nadu stands top among the 28 states in the country as far as good governance is concerned?
So good governance basically revolves around the how effectively the administration is working, how is it delivering the services, and
Do
how.
you mean to say that Telangana government is not doing good?
No, sir. Like this is a relative ranking.
Telangana is not in the list of 5.
Okay, sir.
Even why?
Like, as this is a relative ranking, Tamil Nadu might have fared better than the state of Andhra Pradesh, sir. But Andhra Pradesh state has done significant effort in terms of good governance. Like it has brought in RTGS, which is real-time governance, which basically monitors the implementation of schemes in a real time.
That works a lot, no? Even real-time governance also.
Yes,
because Tamil Nadu stands first, Maharashtra, then Karnataka, then only Andhra Pradesh has come. Even though they have started this real-time governance and other things.
But yes, sir. Even a Spandan portal was launched by the AP government recently, which is also a significant public grievance redressal portal. And such kind of efforts are being taken by the state of AP also, sir. But there are some issues which have to be overcome.
But still, Tamil Nadu is doing good on good governance index
Yes, sir.
continuously. SDGs Kerala, Tamil Nadu good governance. When compared to North India, South India is scoring best
Yes, sir.
on all the SDGs and good governance. Why?
So there are some multiple reasons for this, sir. One of the reason is there are some states which are affected by left-wing extremism where governance is difficult. Law and order issues is also one of the issue, and administrative corruption also up to some extent is a major issue in the North Indian states. These are some of the reasons.
Literacy is an issue.
Yes, sir.
Information
Literacy is also an issue, and some of the states are relatively backward states, sir, in North India. And these are some of the reasons why, in most of the parameters, the southern states score better.
Yeah. In the SDGs also,
Yes,
among the top 5, 4 states are in
Yes, sir.
South
Yes,
India.
yes.
Only one state in North India, that's Himachal Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
What is the blue economy?
So blue economy basically is the potential of the marine and the marine resources to make India a $5 trillion economy, sir. So like
Marine resources
the oil, the crude oil resources, the mineral resources in the
from the
sea,
ground
yes, sir.
of the
Yes, and also the fisheries, sir. The fisheries sector, which covers both inland fisheries as well as the marine fisheries.
Okay.
So all this comes under blue economy. So the minerals, the crude oil, and the fisheries, and even the inland waterways and all also come under blue economy, sir.
Okay. Is it developing in the country? blue economy is developing in our country?
Yes, sir. Blue economy is developing, sir. Government is putting a significant push in that. In the last year's budget, government has come up with Pradhana Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana to promote the fisheries sector.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You studied at IIT at Bombay, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What is the original name of the Bombay?
I am not aware, sir.
Okay.
I know that Bombay is a conglomeration of 7 islands.
No,
You
I'm
know,
not
Mumbai
asking
was
this.
Bombay.
Mumbai.
But you don't know what was Bombay before.
Yes, sir.
It is a,
I'll find it out, sir. I'll find it out, sir.
it is a Mumbai.
Okay, sir.
Do you know why the city got that name?
No, sir. I'll find it out, sir. As of now, I don't know, sir.
Grama Devata, in our village we call it Grama Devata, namely Mumba Devi.
Okay.
Mumba Devi, the very popular goddess,
Okay, sir.
when Mumbai was a small village. Right? Okay. You studied
sir.
the mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Then why did not opted the research and development is your career? Because your product from the IIT Bombay.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
See, people studying at higher level higher level scientific institutions, if you are going toward the, other than the research and development in the science and technology, how the country will come up in that field?
Yes, sir. Like in 2013, when I was in my plus 2, I was qualified for Kishore Vaignanik Protsahan Yojana scholarship for research in basic sciences in IISc Bangalore, sir. That was a robust process which I have cleared, and I had inclination towards research and development, sir. But through the process of IIT, and also I have worked for 1 year in Tata Steel, sir. So in this journey, I realized that civil services is one potential area and gives us immense opportunity to impact people in a much better way, sir.
In what way?
So like if I choose R&D or research and development or
The public.
yes, sir.
Suppose if you are ready to tender your services to the public, in what way you want to change the lifestyle of the people?
Sir, education and healthcare are 2 important aspects which I want to focus on, sir. To ensure inclusive education for all and inclusive healthcare for all, and there are many issues, underlying issues which can be solved if I am a civil servant in a much better way, sir, than if I am.
How your technological background will help you in civil services? Don't you think there are opportunities for you as also a technologist?
Yes, sir.
The technocrats are part of a bureaucracy.
Yes, sir.
So how it will be useful? That's what the member wants to ask you.
Sir, in the context of a generalist specialist scenario and good governance, there is a much scope for collaboration of technical as well as generalists, sir. So me coming from a technical background, in my courses of IIT Bombay BTech, I have come across I was exposed to some new technologies, sir, like renewable energies and all. We have done plenty of courses in that. So I have a better knowledge which I can use it in my administration also, sir. Yes.
So that is helpful for you.
Yes, sir.
Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Then why don't you come toward this one, administration to right now exclusively research and development, create a new thing to retain your name forever in the history of the country?
Yes, sir. That is one way which I can do, sir. But I found civil services as a much better way to bring changes
You
in
want
the.
to serve the people,
Yes, sir.
not in the research and development of the science and technology.
Yes, sir. If we compare research and development and civil services, the point which I want to stress is we have the authority and power in the civil services by which we can bring a change in the society, sir. Like being an R&D also, I can come up with some social innovations which actually can bring a much better
The reason
impact on the
is,
lives
why I am
of the
asking
people.
this question is, many IAS and IPS officers and other high-level officers,
Yes, sir.
they applied for the long leave
Okay.
and they involved in the research and development activities.
Okay, sir.
Is it right? Right? So what is the reason or reasons you feel?
So can you please repeat the question, sir?
Actually, in 2008,
Okay, sir.
5 senior-most IAS officers from United Andhra Pradesh
Okay, sir.
have tendered their resignation.
Okay, sir.
Out of 5, resignations of the 3 IAS officers have been accepted by the Government of India.
Okay, sir.
They went to some private companies, software companies.
Okay, sir.
Now, of course, they are working as the CEOs or something like that. But you are being a science graduate, you want to come out toward the administration.
Yes, sir.
Is it right? my opinion is, why don't you utilize your talent, your knowledge for the development of the science and technology to create the more economy in the country?
Yes, sir. That's one way which I can choose, sir. But my personal inclination towards civil services led me into this way, sir.
That's
Yes,
the
sir.
only one reason.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you face many problems while you're discharging your duties, you want to provide the civilian services to the common people targeted into the society. But the political interventions and political leaders will interfere by discharging your duties.
Yes, sir.
In that case, what you will do?
Sir, in that case, I'll try to stick to
For
my.
example, take our Andhra Pradesh right now.
Yes,
Burning
sir.
issue is
Yes, sir.
when Telugudesam party government has sanctioned some pension to the some people.
Yes, sir.
Now, when YSRP came to the power, they stopped the pensions to some people, not all people.
Yes.
The same story was repeated earlier also.
Yes, sir.
So, while being a district collector, how
Yes,
do you
sir.
check this problem?
Sir, actually, as a district collector, my prime motto will be to do service to my people of the district. But in this context where political influence is more in discharging my duties, I would try my level best to stick to my values and implementation schemes, sir. But
based on
sir, based on the ambit of my work, sir. But there are some issues which are beyond my capacity, which basically are determined by the political masters. So in that scenario also, I would try my level best to stick to my duties, sir. Yes.
based on the rules and
Rules and- yes, sir.
framed by the
Yes, sir.
government.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you have done your intermediate from Narayana College.
Yes, sir.
Do you support the education system of Narayana and Chaitanya?
Sir, Narayana and Chaitanya are such educational institutions which give robust coaching for IIT JEE, sir.
Only for
But
IIT.
IIT JEE and also medicine, sir. But some of the challenges with such educational curriculum is there is no complete balance, sir, in the curriculum of a child, which actually has some repercussions in the overall development of the children. But yes, sir, it's a good approach, sir. But they can also inculcate this extracurriculars and other activities so that they can be holistic development of the students, sir.
Now it
Yes.
is not there. Now it is not there in Narayana and Chaitanya. No?
Yes, sir. Like that is one of the challenge with that institution. Yes.
So your option is public administration.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell what is new public management?
New public management. New public management is the concept which basically says that the government, rather than being the rover of the economy, has to be a steerer of the economy. The government has to be a facilitator rather than being a major player in the economy. And also it accommodates for decentralization of the delivery of the public services and plurality of organizations, so that there will be healthy competition between the various agencies which deliver the services, and in this way we can improve the quality of the services.
In your hobbies and extracurricular activities,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
mentioned badminton, chess, and watching Telugu movies.
Yes, ma'am.
So how badminton and chess? One is an indoor game,
Yes, ma'am.
one is an outdoor game.
Yes, ma'am.
How these two combinations work out with you, and what are the qualities you have built with these type of hobbies?
Badminton and chess both I have developed from my childhood, ma'am. Badminton actually gives me fitness, and chess is such a game which improves my intellectual skills, ma'am. Like in a situation where I am stuck up with very tough challenges and opportunities, then also I'll try to come out of that situation in an optimum way, ma'am. So through playing chess, that's one quality which I have tried to develop. And badminton is such a game where I try to win the game in a defensive way, ma'am.
Who is the present world champion in chess?
As of now, I don't know, ma'am. I'll find it out.
Can you speak something on Koneru Hampi? What is her method of playing?
Ma'am, Koneru recently she has achieved the World Rapid Chess Championship, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Rapid chess championship.
Yes, ma'am.
What is rapid chess there?
Rapid Chess Championship is basically the chess game will be confined to a stipulated amount of time in which you have to finish the game, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Watching Telugu movies.
Yes,
Which
ma'am.
movies do you watch?
Ma'am, I watch a wide genre of movies, ma'am. Mostly political dramas and thrillers, ma'am.
You watch political.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you concur that politics is a drama?
So politics is one novel opportunity.
And I firmly believe this entire politics is a drama. Most of the times we see our netas, the kind of the dramas they play in assemblies. So do you think politics is a drama?
Ideally speaking, Mahatma Gandhi is one such great personality who said politics.
Can you consider Mahatma Gandhi as a politician?
No, sir. I am trying to put forward the stand which he took on politics, sir. He said politics without principles is a sin, sir, according to Mahatma Gandhi. But we have very good politicians who are doing very much good to the society. But also we have some challenges in the Indian political system, sir.
I have, I'll make a remark. I think our political leaders are not able to give proper guidance, and they are not able to build up a vision for our country. Do you agree with that kind of statement?
Yes, sir. Up to some extent, sir. Like there are like obviously every political party comes into the politics to do some or the other kind of service to the people. But in this power play politics, they might compromise with their values and try to obstruct the governance of the ruling party, sir. That's one of the major challenge which we see in almost all the states and even at the national level. So
Have you seen any political party recently emerging which is being, as a different player in the game of politics and game of governance?
no, sir.
Do you think AAP is such a political party?
Yes, sir. AAP is one political party which has brought some good schemes, like it has brought some good reforms in educational curriculum, saying happy curriculum of the students, and it has done some good schemes, sir. It's one such good party which is trying to do good governance.
Okay. It's been a thank you. Very good. Karthik.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, sir.
బాగుంది.
ఎంతూజియాజం లాస్ట్ ఇంటర్ ఫ్లో బాగుంది, నీకు వర్డ్లో ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, ఫ్లూయెన్సీలో ప్రాబ్లం లేదు, ఫేస్లో ఎంతూజియాజం అనేది కనిపించట్లా. ఎంతూజియాజం ఇస్ కంటేజియస్. ఒకసారి నువ్వు ఎంతూజియాస్టిక్ ఉంటే మొత్తం అట్మాస్ఫియర్ మొత్తం ఎంతూజియాస్టిక్ ఉంటుంది.
Okay.
ఆ ఎంతూజియాజం కొంచెం తగ్గినట్టు అనిపిస్తుంది.
Sir,
యాక్చువల్లీ ఒరిజినల్గా
నీ
బాగా
enthusiasm బాగుంటే
Sir.
నీ interview will last for 45 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Be ready for that.
బాగుంది. ఫ్లో
బాగుంది,
బాగుంది.
గుడ్.
Thank you, sir.
You have a proper words, you know government schemes,
Yes, sir.
a proper approach for questions,
Yes, sir.
you are balanced,
Yes, sir.
smile more and be active,
Okay, sir.
and 2 days before interview sleep well.
Yes, sir.
It's very important.
Just
well
to
done.
try to raise your voice level.
Okay, sir.
Just not more.
Yes, sir.
Just.
Good. Well done, Karthik. Good.
Sir, like
This is your first interview.
this is my first interview, sir.
This one extremely you have done well.
Yes.
I think you will do well with it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have some queries, sir. Like if I am put in such a situation where I have to take a stand on some political party or like that, so is it advised to take a stand, sir?
మీ మేడం ఏం టీచ్ చేశారో నాకు తెలియదు. You see, you can't go against main party political framework.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because whatever you said, if you deny what has been happening, you are denying our history basically.
Yes.
But as an youngster, what entry would expect from you is that they expect some kind of enthusiastic spirit,
Okay,
some
sir.
amount of reformative spirit also entry would expect from you.
Yes.
While supporting, like I asked last question, do you think politics is a drama? This kind of, you answered very well for that. That is the kind of approach that is required.
Okay, sir.
That's why I said your answers are very balanced.
Okay, sir.
But you can't be too balanced with an interview board. That's why your madam said that when it comes to value systems, you should be very, very specific in that.
Okay, sir.
But when you are asking for, let us say, do you think a constitutional amendment of Act 370 is wrong? You said, no. Your subjective views cannot come there.
Yes, sir.
Because government has taken a stand. You approach it. At the most, what you can say is the way it's being implemented,
Okay, sir.
the way it brought before people, the way political dialogue is initiated.
Yes, sir.
Little bit more desired, sir.
Okay,
That's
sir.
what. Previously, somebody asked a question, CAA. There also, CAA you cannot say is wrong. Somehow, in your wisdom, Parliament has brought it.
Yes.
While supporting it, you can add to that.
Yes.
It could have been done like this.
Yes, sir.
Now, then people will ask why some political parties like Rajasthan is opposing and Haryana is opposing now. Telangana. That means that there is a political opposition for that.
Yes, sir.
For that also, you give us space for that.
Okay, sir.
So, while the board expects you to be pro-constitutional,
Yes.
pro-Supreme Court,
Yes.
a little bit pro-establishment, anti-establishment views are also important because you are not at a civil servant. You are an youngster.
Yes, sir.
And a change comes through youngsters basically.
Okay,
A
sir.
change కూడాను I am a proactive youth.
Yes, sir.
అన్నట్టు opinion కూడా ఇవ్వాలన్నమాట.
Okay,
That's
sir.
why your answers are.
Okay, sir.
Don't agree with them?
Correct.
That's what.
Thank you for the input, sir.
Yeah. Good. Well done.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
యాక్చువల్లీ యాక్టివ్ ఉంటాడు సార్, ఇంకా డల్గా
I
ఉన్నాడు.
think he hasn't slept.
యాక్చువల్లీ పోస్ట్ లంచ్ పీరియడ్స్
Some of you will get post lunch periods. So have a little bit of lunch and don't take too much of the lunch.